Don't do strength training to burn calories. And today I'm going to tell you exactly why and how you should be treating strength and cardio training when it comes to fat loss. It is widely believed that the role of strength training is to burn calories, which will result in fat loss. Here's how the logic goes. In order to lose fat, you need to burn more calories than you eat. This part is correct. So if exercise burns calories and strength training is exercise, then strength training will burn calories. Therefore, by strength training, you will lose fat, right? Not so fast. While this logic makes sense on the surface, when we dig a bit deeper, it becomes apparent that this widely accepted truth is not actually true. Strength training is one of the key pillars of sustainable fat loss, so it stands to reason that the way it works is by burning extra calories and thus creating an energy deficit. However, the equation is not quite that simple, and strength training burns less calories during a workout than you probably imagined. So why then is it recommended for fat loss? Let's take a slightly different view. In order to lose fat, our body needs to be in an energy deficit, meaning it expends more energy than it takes in. This means that technically either side of the equation can be adjusted. The caloric intake can be reduced or energy expenditure can be increased. One of the common mistakes that people make when it comes to fat loss is to increase energy expenditure or exercise without paying attention to their energy intake, their food and drink. Along with cardio exercise, strength or resistance training is one of the methods many women use to increase their energy expenditure. Your average person will burn somewhere between 180 and 300 calories on average for a 1-hour resistance training session. And a side note, please ignore what your smartwatch is telling you that you burn during exercise, as these are notorious for overestimating energy expenditure. So anyway, a woman doing 3 strength sessions per week will top out her caloric burn somewhere between around 400 and 900 calories every week, or about 70 to 120 calories a day. This is equal to about 1 extra tablespoon of olive oil in your food every day. Perhaps you already see where I'm going with this. Strength training is a very poor way to create an energy deficit, especially when increasing energy expenditure is likely to stimulate your appetite and cause you to instinctively eat more to make up for the calories burned during training, which cancels out any possible energy deficit. This is precisely why fat loss should always be attacked through nutrition, first and foremost. It is far easier to create an energy deficit by reducing caloric intake than it is to exercise the extra calories away. The extra calories burned by an hour of exercise can be removed from your food intake in a matter of moments. So why then, if strength training is not very helpful for burning calories, should it be a key factor in successful and sustainable fat loss? Strength training is what is known as an anabolic stimulus on the body, which means that it promotes growth of lean mass. Therefore, it works to counteract the effects of a caloric deficit, which is a catabolic stimulus. Catabolic is the opposite of anabolic, so it does the opposite. It promotes the breakdown of lean mass along with fat stores. Why does the body lose lean mass in a caloric deficit? Because excess muscle mass is metabolically expensive, and therefore it is broken down to conserve energy when our bodies detect a food shortage. Remember, we have the same physiology as our ancient ancestors who were always at risk of famine. When we are in a caloric deficit, strength training allows us to minimize lean mass loss, or in some cases even increase our lean mass while still losing fat. How much lean mass we will lose or gain is very much dependent on a number of different factors, such as how large the caloric deficit is, how effective our training is, and how much body fat that we are carrying. Studies show that people who strength train well in a caloric deficit see the biggest relative decrease in overall body fat percentage. Keep in mind that body fat percentage is relative. The higher your lean mass, the lower your relative body fat percentage is likely to be. So if you maintain lean mass while dropping fat, your body fat percentage will go down faster. This is also why people can be skinny fat, meaning they appear on the outside to be at a normal weight, but they have low lean mass and relatively high fat mass, and therefore they can still be considered to be over fat. Maintaining and maximizing our lean mass is arguably the most important factor in sustainable and healthy fat loss. We don't want to lose our lean mass for many reasons, chiefly being the more muscle mass you have relative to fat mass, the more calories your body burns, both at rest and especially during exercise. Muscle mass also acts as a glucose sink, meaning it dramatically reduces the chances of metabolic disease like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And finally, as we age, we need as much muscle and strength as possible to ensure that we remain functional and independent and maintain strong bones that are less likely to fracture in a fall. So how about cardio exercise? The role of cardio exercise is not to burn calories, but to strengthen our cardiovascular system, including our heart, lungs, and vascular system, and to make it operate more efficiently. Cardio training is also a catabolic stimulus. Remember that catabolic stimulus breaks down muscle mass. This doesn't mean it should be avoided, but if you are in a caloric deficit and doing a lot of cardio exercise, you have that double whammy of catabolic stimulus. You might lose scale weight faster, but your lean mass will suffer for it. So, to summarize, use a caloric deficit to reduce body fat, strength training to maintain and build lean mass, and cardio training to ensure that you have a healthy cardiovascular system. Don't view exercise as a means to burn calories because it will be counterproductive in the long run. How might this look for someone wanting to lose fat? They could have a daily caloric deficit of 300 calories for fat loss. They could be doing 3 times per week strength training sessions to maintain and grow their lean mass. And perhaps they're doing 1 short HIIT session plus 10,000 daily steps to maintain cardiovascular health. I hope that explanation was helpful. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you learned anything new from my video today. Thanks, and see you next time, strong ladies.